Today, with a fresh injection of funding, CAL FIRE lit its first prescribed burn in Sonoma County this year. Skydrone 5 flew over the controlled burn at Salt Point State Park today, and this is only the beginning. More burns are coming to the county next week. And today, Wilson Walker sat down with the head of CAL FIRE, and he started by asking about the president's latest comments.
There's no reason for forest fires like that in California, but it's costing our country hundreds of billions of dollars because of incompetence in California.
Well, certainly when I heard them, they're puzzling, but just to be frank, they're uninformed, and they couldn't be further from the truth. There is so much going on in California.
CAL FIRE Chief Ken Pimlott responding to President Trump's repeated suggestions that California's deadly wildfires are effectively California's own fault. And as for the claim that the state is not managing its forest land,
$1 billion over the next 5 years is being appropriated for direct engagement of projects on the ground. And looking at California, over half of the forest land in California is in federal ownership, our national forests. When we're talking about the landscape, it's as much, if not more, of a federal responsibility as it is the state and private.
What kind of threat is out there right now?
The threats throughout California, it's significant. You know, we still haven't recovered from 5 years of drought. The vegetation is critically dry. Yes, it's true, our forests, whether they're private or public, are what we call overstocked. They're thick, and it's from, we've been excluding fire for so many years because we're protecting public and infrastructure. We've got, again, critical conditions that are stressing the trees. 129 million dead trees in the central and southern Sierra due to bark beetle infestation. So our forests from Siskiyou County to San Diego are critically dry, and we are still at the peak of that. There has been no significant precipitation in the state to take us out of fire season, and that includes the most northern portions of the state all the way to the south.
With a fresh injection of funding, CAL FIRE is taking some new steps to fight fires in the North Bay and around the state. KPIX 5's Emily Turner explains.
October is still very much fire season in Northern California, but this fire is different. It's the first prescribed burn in Sonoma County this year, and it also represents another first, the new additional commitment the state has to preventative firefighting. 35 acres, one afternoon. This Salt Point State Park controlled burn is possible in part thanks to Governor Brown's May commitment of $96 million for preventative measures. That additional sum will be added to the $800 million the state already spends in vegetation management and prevention, and makes a big difference in what firefighters say they can get done.
They have typically been downstaffed in the fall when the fire season is over, so they don't have resources to help us burn about the time we want to burn. So having that staffing into the prescribed fire season has been really helpful.
The additional money allows seasonal staff to stay on longer past the traditional fire season and fight future fires by setting ones like this.
We can control when the fire burns under what air temperature, wind, relative humidity conditions. So we're trying to manage the fuels, the vegetation, because that, in theory, in future fires will allow us to better control them, defend structures, ensure no one loses their life.
Excellent news for this parcel, but there are still many acres to go, CAL FIRE says. In the last 2 years, CAL FIRE came close to its 20,000 acre goal of prescribed burns, but in decades prior only accomplished about 10 to 20% of that acreage. With new funding and new support from the Capitol and the public, CAL FIRE hopes to hit that goal for the first time. In Sonoma County, Emily Turner, KPIX 5.